So let's see how that works. Yeah, so what I wanted to do there was get a harp bliss, but I didn't have a harp bliss, so I just did it. I went, so you right? But it works. Like in the mix, you'd be surprised. It's like. I do like layering vocals because the idea is to try and make it sound like thousands of people, right? But so you get, and then when you add the big goo on top of it, like this guy. So what is it? Okay, so. All right. Oh yeah, solo. All right, so what I did with this is I was sitting in my chair at my studio, and I always sing seated, and I play seated. And I like the sound of the guitar, but it didn't, I wanted to add an acoustic to it, so I just turned on the vocal mic that I have on an iPod or on a podcast stand. And so while I tracked the guitar, I just also tracked the vocal channel as well, and it gave this kind of neat, like, let's see. So it's an actual amp, but it's also got the vocal mic picking up what I was playing there. Yeah, and then I added some dorky effects. And then over top of that, so what I did in Ableton there is I just took that section, looped it, and then I added to it a bunch of weird stuff. Like, so this is one of the things. Oh, that's not actually Ableton. What that is I've got a Line 6 Helix set up with a 1 second delay that I've got synced to Pro Tools, but with 100% feedback. So I randomly just play notes and then establish these weird sort of physical loops that end up like, love that. So it's just a guitar. And then on this one here, what is this, the piano, or what is that? Oh, samples, yeah. Okay, so the other one is, let's see, yeah, this guy. So over top of that whole section there, we get, what do we got? Throughout it.
Man, I look like a dickhead now. That's hysterical. Fucking rock, dude. This guy's been following you on camera all day. Hilarious. Good save. I appreciate that. I'm hitting everybody with OCD that saw me walk by.
Yeah.
You're such a nice guy. I love saying
I don't know how much more I'm expected to do, but does anybody have any questions or anything? Yes. There you go.
What do you use in your master bus?
Very little. So I've got I'll use a, because I printed it all here, I don't have it up, but I'll use the SSL plugin, but I use it just to take the transients off. Like, I don't want to hear it because the amount of information I got going, if I master, Yeah, but yeah, the you know, the one that, yeah. But I just have it so it catches the snare and maybe the low end of like a sub or something. But I find that for this stuff, I have to compress or limit it individually. Like the drums have to be done separate from the bass, because if I try and do a typical rock mastering to this, it just sounds like mud. So I'll have on the bus, I'll have that, but just to catch the transients, and then I'll run an EQ at the end that maybe just gooses the like 16 and above just slightly, you know. But really, I find that the least amount that I can get away with on the bus compressor gives it more space, right? Any other questions, anybody? Next question for Doug? Anybody? Oh, there's a question.
So did you or not mix this record?
I did. Yeah.
So you are sitting on all your stuff?
No, the biggest problem with mixing this stuff is unless you're me, you're not going to be able to do it. It's unfortunate because it's forced me to learn how to mix, and I never really wanted to learn how to mix. So I'm getting better. Nolly and I attempted it in Bath, and but on the flight home I realized that it just wasn't enough time for us to do it properly, right? But I mix now, unfortunately, like most of my stuff, right?
So next question. Sessions are this crazy, and you have so many specific events.
Yeah. I printed it all at 0. So when he opened up the session, what it sounds like is what I want it to feel like. And then what I'm trying to achieve is like a better drum sound. You know what I mean? Like the interplay between the bass and the guitar to be more like amenable to what is currently sonically acceptable. But ultimately, anytime I've had anybody else mix my work, when I listen to my rough mixes, although the drums might not sound as hip, although the low end might not be as, you know, satisfying as like a current rock mix, I'm always more satisfied with it because my skill set and the way that this works for me, between it being a success and being a total disaster, is all about relative levels. So this little thing here, as a point of example, like when we were listening through, I've got this weird little percussive thing going on here. And it may sound as I'm playing this back like it's just a bunch of random bullshit that I'm putting in like this. Okay, that there. So if I give that to somebody and they hear it in context, it's not even present. Like you're not gonna think, okay, well this is an important part of that. So 99% of the time what happens is people just remove it. But the reason that it's in there is because in the headphones, it adds movement. You know, so trying to fit this sound in there